Western system of numbers was spread by way of Muslim mathematicians, one of many contributions of the medieval Islamic world, a civilization that stretched from Spain to China. Egyptian high-tech executive Wael Ghonim, currently on leave from Google, stopped by the California Science Center for a look. He was in the United States to accept the Profile and Courage Award, given by the John F. Kennedy Library Foundation, as seen here on YouTube. He accepted the award at the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library on behalf of the Egyptian people.
Social media and internet technology in general was very instrumental in sparking the revolution in Egypt. And that just showed that you can actually use technology for the good and to do things that theoretically seemed in the past impossible and will never not achievable.
Ghonim says new technology was well adapted to Egypt, where person-to-person interactions are important. He says exchanges on sites like Facebook became a political tool for young Egyptians.
They use that as a way to express their opinions, as a way to collaborate and organize themselves, to say no to injustice, torture, and corruption.
The Science Center exhibit, shown earlier in London, Istanbul, and New York, explains scientific advances in the Muslim world in such fields as medicine, where doctors were using modern-looking surgical instruments 1,000 years ago. Visitors learn about inventors like Abbas ibn Firnas, who created a glider in the 9th century. Educator Maurice Coles developed school curricula on this period, which he calls the first global age.
And what you've got people of every faith, of every background, of almost every culture and colour, working to a shared end. And so when you look around the exhibition, you'll see Christians, you'll see obviously Muslims, there are Hindus, there's a group called Sabians that we no longer exist, and they coexisted wonderfully well for a long period of time and worked together in order to create some of the greatest inventions which really have fashioned the age in which we live.
Costumed reenactors bring these innovators to life and explain their inventions. Interactive displays show advances in fields like art and architecture. The flowering of ideas came at a backward time in Europe, says the Science Center's Diane Perloff.
It really was a flourishing of the arts and sciences at a time in the Middle Ages when Europe was really in what was considered the Dark Ages.
In the recent Tahrir Square protests, Egyptians embraced internet social sites and mobile phones with digital cameras.
In a highly connected world where technology is bridging all the gaps, we need to understand that we're all the same and we have a lot in common, more than we have in differences. And that it's about time that we realize that everyone has a role to play in this world to get everyone closer to each other.
And even if it does not usher in a new golden age, Ghonim says it will help the world get better. Mike O'Sullivan, VOA News, Los Angeles.